Hello there, welcome to the Metro Centre here in Newcastle. Just one day to go until another bumper night of boxing live on Sky Sports at the Utilita Arena. Today, it's all about the weigh-in. The fighters will face off for the final time before they step in the ring on Saturday night. I'm delighted to say, look who's joined me, Johnny Nelson and Matt Macklin. Good to see you, chaps. I don't know what we've come dressed as today. Matt, you're like a 70s throwback. I look like I should be in Scooby-Doo, and I don't know you, Johnny.
We need to get all of the DJ in time to turn the music down, because I can't hear a word he's saying. But I'm guessing on the right thing. What an atmosphere. I love it. Every time we come to Newcastle, the crowds turn out. It's a good chance for everybody to get back in the mix. Big sporting weekend up here in Newcastle, of course, and they love their boxing. So I'd say apart from Sheffield, this is probably one of the best times to come to when it comes to boxing.
Matt, there's a real plethora of talent on show tomorrow night. There is literally, something for everyone, isn't there?
Yeah, I mean, there's some real good amateur pedigree. The pro debut of Mark Dickinson, standout amateur, fantastic career he had as an amateur, 8 national titles, just missed out on the Tokyo Olympics, but very well scored from the famous Birtley Boxing Club up here in the northeast. So I've heard a lot about him. I'm interested to see him. Brad Ray against Jez Smith. That's a trade fight, but I think that could be the fight of the night. And of course, Hughie Fury, Savannah Marshall. It's a great card. There's a bit, like you say, there's something for everyone.
Well, just imagine, Johnny, the atmosphere for Savannah Marshall, because it's going to be like a homecoming for Savannah tomorrow night.
Yes, now I can hear you. Savannah Marshall, for her. But Savannah Marshall, I think she's in touching distance of obviously that fight against Clarissa Shields. She has to go through the motions here. She has to get this fight done and look impressive, not just for here, for worldwide as well. So she's got to establish her dominance to say, look, don't forget about me, Clarissa. I'm here. This fight can possibly be made. And not for 1 second do I believe Clarissa won't be watching this and keeping an eye on this.
She can't afford a slip-up tomorrow night, Matt, at all.
No, look, I've always made it very clear that I believe Katie Taylor is the best pound for pound, but if there's someone that can dispute that, it's Clarissa Shields. Now, the only person that has a win over her is Savannah Marshall, and Savannah Marshall's form is strong at the minute. I think she's stopped 6 of her last, the last 6 opponents, she's stopped them all. She's really found her rhythm. Her confidence is up here now. And that fight with Clarissa Shields, that's as good a fight. That's what I'm really looking forward to.
I love her relationship with Peter Fury, and she's just blossomed. And you mentored her, didn't you, as part of the Sky Scholar team? She's been part of the Sky family for what, 5, 6, 7 years now? Without a doubt.
And her confidence, you can see it. It's gone from strength to strength, isn't it?
And we've seen her turn from a young girl into a woman. I've seen her in the gym with Hughie Fury and Peter, and honestly, that relationship, how it works out, they inspire each other. Success breeds success, and her and Hughie working alongside each other, I'm telling you, it's really competitive and it's really exciting.
I think people forget we're doing live TV. People just wander in front of the camera, don't they, around here? No one cares.
Well, I'm almost lip reading you at this stage, Anna. I can't hear a word you're saying.
Do you know what, though? It wouldn't be a weigh-in, would it, if we couldn't hear each other talk?
Good!
No, exactly. Look, the main thing is there's a great buzz here, there's atmosphere, there's a big turnout here, as there always is up here. Johnny mentioned it, and I've got to echo it. This show in Newcastle, when we come up here, the atmosphere, when the people come out and the ring entrance and the crowd just go wild.
There's nothing quite like it up in Newcastle.
I think it's as good as energy as I've felt at live boxing. It really is.
Yeah, I've just seen a clip of the DJ, someone along there, so I'm going to try and get a mix on his mix. I'll really clear the room then. But yes, it's a nice start to what potentially could be a good weekend.
Absolutely, with the football, like you said as well, it is going to be absolutely jumping up here tomorrow night. What fight are you most looking forward to, Johnny, on the card?
I'm looking for the development of Hughie Fury. Obviously, with the heavyweight landscape now set on fire with his cousin, it's Tyson. Hughie is he's only 27. He's still not fully fledged, fully grown, fully reached his ambition.
People forget how young he actually is, don't they?
Yeah, so that's what. So now he's got to get his stripes. He's got to get back into the mix again. So they've dropped him down a level, in my opinion, against Hamer to get that confidence of winning again. To think, right, I can do this. And so he's learning on the job. So like it or not, he's going to have to take the criticism and the praise coming through. Right now, he's probably someone that everybody will overlook because he doesn't look as dominating as there's said other heavyweights out there. So now for him, it's his time to try and nudge back in and see if he can step back in and just get through those gatekeepers.
Okay, right, let's get our weigh-in proceedings underway then and hand you over to MC Buddy Johnson.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the public weigh-ins of Boxer right here in Newcastle, the exhibition square in the Metro Center, Newcastle, as we're set for a phenomenal event at the Utilita Arena here in Newcastle tomorrow evening. A warm welcome to you all, a warm welcome to our production team, to our crew, our media team, right here live on Sky Sports. And of course, first let me thank our partners this afternoon, Wow Hydrate, the official hydration partner of Boxer, Bet365, Everlast Sports Direct, Village Hotels, version 2, and of course Bet365. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We're about to begin our official public weigh-ins for Boxer here in Newcastle, and it promises to be a phenomenal event. Before I continue, I want to say a big warm welcome and a big thank you to our Chief Executive Officer, Ben Shalom, for putting this together, the brainchild of the new era of boxing, and of course, our sanctioning body, the British Boxing Board of Control, with Supervisor Miles Templeton in attendance. And of course, for the main event this evening, for the main event tomorrow evening, I beg your pardon, we have our WBO Supervisor with us, John Langelar. Thank you very much. John Langelar in attendance as well. We're about to begin, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you are, patient with us, and we will begin in a moment's time as we're set for our undercard. We begin on Sky Sports Boxing. We introduce first to the podium a middleweight contest. First up, the challenger, Ivica Gogosevic. Set to make his way to the stage, Ivica Gogosevic, the 22-year-old, making his professional debut from Split, Croatia. He's set to take on Mark Dickinson, Newcastle's very own Mark Dickinson. First to the podium, Ivica Gogosevic.
So 6 rounds at middleweight for Mark Dickinson and Ivica Gogosevic. A professional debut for Mark Dickinson on the big stage.
Yeah, as I said, Anna, before, fantastic amateur pedigree. Just missed out on going to the Tokyo Olympics, but won 8 national titles on the way up through the underage, schoolboys, juniors, etc. From the famous Berkeley Boys Club here in the Northeast. So I'm expecting a massive crowd out for him, massive cheer, and I am interested to see, how he shapes up.
And boxing's in the family for Mark Dickinson, Johnny. Very much in his blood.
Yeah, without his doubt. His uncle's English champion, former British, another one former British champion. So of course, when you've got that in your
there's a lot of expectation on your shoulders,
a lot of bragging
isn't
rights
there?
too. It's a serious Sunday dinner conversation, put it that way. But it reminds me of the Smith brothers, success breeds success, and so getting even to British standard level, that's no biggie because that can be done. So I'm intrigued about this one. I'm very intrigued. It was big talk about him coming through, and he expected to be someone to stand out in the amateurs, and he made the move to the pros. He won 8 national championships. Did you?
Eight national titles. I have heard of him. I haven't seen him box, but I've heard of him, and everyone that I've spoken to said, the kid's a good fighter, and he'll make a good professional.
Well, what are you looking to see from him tomorrow night?
No, just to see him come out. It's his pro debut. Not get too excited with the crowd, but make a statement of intent. Come out and show us what he's capable of.
Because there can be sometimes a lot of pressure, Johnny, to come out and produce a statement, but try and get the knockout and not really concentrate on the basics?
So when at boxing, it's not just about getting in the ring and hitting somebody. It's about dealing with the pressures as well, dealing with controlling what's happening around it. I can remember seeing a young Josh Kelly before he turned professional, and this guy was a bit of a celebrity here. This guy was like, and he kept his feet on the ground and was coming through and through, and that's part of the learning of any professional fighter coming through. Because all of a sudden, when you're in the headlines in your local newspaper and everybody's watching you, you think you're better than what you actually are. So you've just got to keep your feet on the ground, get on with the job, and keep winning.
How tough a test has he got in front of him? Bogosevic hasn't fought since 2015, Matt. He's an experienced fighter, but realistically, how much of a test will he be?
No, not a big one, definitely not. But you wouldn't expect it to be. It's his pro debut. It's really just to kind of get the blow the whistle on his career and get started. Really, there will be plenty of tough nights ahead for him as he progresses. But I think this is his pro debut. It's about getting up and running, and also,
ticking that box, isn't it?
Exactly.
So, Johnny, 6 rounds at cruiserweight for Michael Webster. His opponent isn't here just yet, so I do believe that they're basically weighing in for the crowd at the moment. They will weigh in officially later on today.
I like to see the young cruiserweights coming through. Sometimes you can kind of
assess. It makes you feel old.
Just a little bit, especially when they're towering and probably thinking, was I ever that tall?
I know.
But again, it's a chance for these boys to show off at home.
Yeah.
It's a chance for these boys to establish themselves and be a local celebrity, and then decide whether or not how much they want this game. And so for him, the cruiserweight division, up to a certain level,
it's on fire.
Outside the top 5, you can really get there. So to me, it's a great division to be in.
From Durham, Georgia O'Connor.
Honestly, if you could only see our presentation position at the moment, so we can hear each other. We've got Johnny crouched on the floor.
I'm lip reading.
It looks like a marriage proposal. So those guys will weigh in later today. But 5-0 so far for Michael. What would you like to see from him tomorrow night?
I'd like to see professionalism. Don't go out there for the knock. Don't go out there for the glory. Get out there and box. And because what you're doing,
which is easier said than done.
I know it is, and that's to ignore the pressures. Because everything you've been working on the gym isn't for this. It's for British standard level. It's for Commonwealth standard level. So if you start knocking them out, by the time you get to that level, which can be done, then you've got no experience. So I don't want to see how much discipline he's got.
But it's always a mad paradox boxing. The more you look for the knockout, the harder it is to come. When you sit back and box, it just ends up happening. So yeah, like, as Johnny said, just come out, establish the jab, get your boxing skills going, and the knockout will come.
We just saw there Georgia O'Connor weigh in, and again her opponent's not here just yet, so she will again weigh in this afternoon. But a really, really exciting night for Georgia, her professional debut.
Sorry, I missed that bit.
I said a very exciting night for Georgia, a professional debut tomorrow.
Oh, massive. Again, what a chance to show off, what a time to impress. But again, it's that pressure for a lot of fights to keep their eye on the ball.
And that fight, scheduled for 6 rounds, Matt, which for a professional debut, that's a statement in itself, really, isn't it?
Yeah, she probably doesn't want to waste any time doing 4 rounders. She wants to go straight in and climb that ladder fast, so she's ambitious. That's good to see. Pro debut. Again, local girl, big crowd, everyone cheering her. She'll have her own following and name. She'll have a certain reputation already through the amateur days, but this hits another level now.
What do you think she'll be feeling? Excitement, nerves?
Excitement, nerves, both. A mixture of both. I think more excitement than nerves. She'll have thought about this day for so long, and now it's finally here. So, yeah, she just wants to get on the scales, refuel, and then tomorrow night can't come quick enough.
Kirsty Babington weighing officially at 10 stone and 5 pounds.
A really exciting night for women's boxing tomorrow night when we've got three women's fights on the card, which is absolutely fantastic and just shows how far it's come. April Hunter versus Christy Ravington. We just saw Christy take to the scales there, 6 rounds at welterweight. April Hunter 4-0, so far so good. Again, another local fighter looking to make a big impression tomorrow night.
Yeah, you can't forget this girl because this is a real character, and we need characters in boxing.
Character.
She may grab the mic and sing us a song, Tyson Fury-esque after, but she trains in Liverpool. with Joe McNally, and they've got a real up-and-coming young stable there. They're doing well. So she's in very good hands. I know the lads myself. They know their boxing, so she's got a good team behind her. And yeah, like I say, this is her second. We seen her last fight here in June, I think it was, and she grabbed the mic and sang the song.
She's an all-round athlete.
She's a character, but she's got ability as well.
Yeah, without that, she's an all-round athlete. Could have been a football player, and I mean, on a professional level. So you know when you've got somebody like this that can adapt from one sport to another.
Yeah.
You know, they do this for fun. And she is quite a character, and she loves the game. There's such a naivety about her. But you'll know when you watch her after the fight and before the fight. She's loves it. She absolutely loves it.
Managed by Tony Bellew as well.
Pardon?
Managed by Bellew as well.
Yeah,
Tony Bellew.
that's what I'm saying. So you know what? Tony Bellew's got the experience to tell her.
Who's the louder person, do you think? Can you imagine?
Well, you know what?
I imagine those meetings are a bit fiery.
I hope some of it rubs off, because that character makes you love a Loba fighter, and she'll be one of those loud, brash, in your face. That's exactly what you want.
Can we expect fireworks tomorrow night, do you think? Can we expect fireworks tomorrow night?
I think she'll do well. I do. I really think she'll do well. I like everything about her. You can tell.
Definite intent in that face-off there. April's just rehydrating, and we are going to hear for her in just a mo, just getting her kit on. What a time, though, for women's boxing.
Absolutely booming. And listen, Clarissa Shields and Savannah Marshall, that's the fight we want to see down the line. But it's, you know, if Savannah Marshall slips up on Saturday night, we don't see that fight. So in boxing, we've seen it with Joshua Ruiz. The banana skins are there.
How many upsets have we seen in recent months?
Yeah, that's what makes boxing so intriguing. You know, you can overlook an opponent and get taken out. That's it. Your dreams are shattered. You're back in the queue like everybody else. Savannah can't afford that. It's a professionalism mentally that she's got to stick to.
You know, in football, you got 90 minutes. If you concede a soft goal early on, you can reset, get your head together.
You don't get that opportunity, do you?
You know, boxing, you get caught with a big shot first round, fight's over. You know, so you've got to be so switched on right from the get-go.
I'll give you an example. Clifton Mitchell's here, and he manages some fighters now. I remember when he was boxing for the British title, and he thought it was a done. I think it was against James Iabola. He thought it was a done deal.
Just seeing April there guzzling her fluid. How much do you crave that when you've got off the scales? You just need to get the fluid, need to get the food inside you.
You can't string a sentence together. That's how bad it is, and you need it. I know it might seem nothing to everybody else, but honestly, you literally can't string a sentence together.
All right, well, let's hear from April now. She is with Andy Scott.
April, you've made the weight. It's a little sort of throw ahead to the atmosphere we can expect tomorrow night. Just how excited are you to get going?
Oh, mate, I'm home. I'm just happy to be home, you know. We've had amazing news the past couple of weeks, and I'm really excited to get in the arena Saturday night and put on the best career army performance. I just want to thank everyone for coming and all the support, and I think the Toon Army will be out in force Saturday night.
You don't strike me as a nervous character at all, but how do you think it will feel at the top of the ramp just before you have your name read out with the atmosphere we're expecting?
I think with 10,000 Geordies, I think it's going to be electric, but I've got a job to do Saturday night and I'll be focusing on that.
Will you give us a brief prediction before I let you go?
A very exciting fight.
Okay, best of luck.
I like that prediction, Johnny.
What a nice girl. What a nice girl. It's just so naive.
And also very relaxed.
Yeah, relaxed. Listen, should be the adrenaline will be going, nervous, but the fight's 24 hours away, whatever, more than 24 hours away now, and she's done all the hard work, she's done all the prep. You know, you've made the weight. It is time to switch off now and relax and switch on again a couple of hours before the fight, but right now it's just time,
Drink and get some food in you.
Exactly, refuel.
Buddy is just about ready to announce our next fight. So let's hand you back to Buddy.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we're set for our following contest. This time in the middleweight division, boxer live on Sky Sports Boxing right here at the Exhibition Square in Newcastle. Please welcome to the podium, Jazz Smith. 27-year-old Jez Smith made his debut in 2015. His record stands at 13-3-1, and he fights out of Harrow, England.
So, 8 rounds at middleweight between Brad Ray and Jez Smith. Matt, I know you're very much looking forward to this fight. We had a chat, didn't we, before we came on air today, and you actually think this could be fight of the night?
Well, it's my old weight. But yeah, no, I think it could be fight of the night. They're both, really up for this. It's a trade fight, it's domestic level. But Jez Smith, he's lost a few fights, but he's gone in deep, particularly in the last few fights. So he's better than his record suggests, and he will really fancy the upset here.
Brad Ray is really impressed so far, Johnny.
Sorry?
Brad Ray impressed so far, and particularly in his last fight.
You know what? At the end of the day, this young man now, he knows he wants to go in there and try and get an early stoppage. That's what he'll try and do. That's the style. He's a good scrapper. He knows that's what he wants to do. And you know when you get in with him, you've got your hands full.
As fighters, something to really like about them is they're both just absolutely fearless.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said about Jez Smith, he's someone that certainly will not shy away from a challenge. He's taken really tough fights. Yeah, he's lost a couple, but he was in those fights. They had to do everything to beat him. So he didn't become a bad fighter overnight, and he'll see this as a winnable fight. He thinks he'll have the experience over Brad Ray, which he does. But Brad Ray's coming in off a career best performance. His confidence is sky high. So I think this could definitely steal the show.
I like this fight. I like everything about this fight. Both of them can bang. Both of them are hungry.
That's a steely face-off. Can you see the look in their eyes, Johnny? I think this is going to get tasty.
Yes, it is. Antagonistic, that's what you do. Get under your opponent's skin, get him angry and walk away. It's the last time you'll see each other before the bell goes.
This could be quite interesting because Andy's going to interview them both together. I think we could potentially see a bit of needle between these two.
Get the phone out. Get the phone out.
All right, Brad's just making his way over. Jez is ready. Andy Scott is ready. Let's hear from them.
Guys, thank you both of you for joining us together. I know you're going to go to war tomorrow night when the first bell rings, and that was an intense face-off, but thank you for both coming. Brad, come to you first. You're very big at this weight. Just how confident are you ahead of tomorrow night? Jez is coming at late notice. Perhaps all the pressure's on you rather than on him.
Yeah, really excited. Obviously, like you said, probably a bit more pressure on me, but I'm going to ride to the occasion and going to show how good I am tomorrow night.
Very much this feeling that you're a bit of a rough diamond in that middleweight division, and it's your first fight under the boxer banner on Sky. What do you want to show us?
Yeah, people have said, especially Jez this week, I'm not proven, I've not been in there with the level of opposition that he has, which, I'm going to hold my hands up. He's not wrong, but tomorrow I'm going to show how good I am, and, I'm confident I'm going to get the win and win in style.
Full credit to you for taking this, but also full credit to you for having the appetite to make it on Twitter as well. You answered the call, or I should say you asked for the fight and you got it. Now you've got it. How confident are you, Jez, that you're going to, take Brad's unbeaten record and rip up the script?
Yeah, I'm very confident, I wouldn't have said about taking this fight if I wasn't confident and beating him. I'm levels above Bradley, and I'll prove that on Saturday.
You said to us yesterday, yeah, he's a prospect and he's coming through, but he can't be as good as Kermin Lacaraga, who you just shared the ring with.
He hasn't been in with anyone the likes of the people I've been in with. And on Saturday, I'm going to prove that I'm a lot better than him, a lot stronger than him, and I'm going to get him out there inside the distance you watch.
Same question then to the two of you. Your prediction finally?
Knockout.
Your prediction, Brad?
Not going to distance this.
Someone's getting knocked out then. Okay, well done, both of you.
That was fairly conclusive, wasn't it? Someone's getting knocked out.
Andy's such a trouble causer, It's hard to say that whilst your opponent stood right in front of you as well. So, gutsy.
I feel like Andy did his best there to stir the pot.
Yeah, trying to ignite some bad blood. But no, it's. I think you can see they're both bang up for it. They both really believe they're going to win the fight by knockout. So I think we're in for a treat.
I can't wait. I'm really looking forward to that fight, especially if Brad's unbeaten as well. That adds an extra spice to it as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. So there are fighters that are appearing on our live stream tomorrow night before we go on air. And now we're on to our TV fights of the night.
Reese Barlow. Reese Barlow from Manchester, England. Made his debut in 2021.
So this is 6 rounds at heavyweight between Steve Robinson and Reese Barlow. Johnny, how much are you looking forward to this one?
Again, it's intriguing. Early stages of his career, when heavyweights anything can change. For Barlow, he's still a newbie. He's only had one professional fight, and he lost that. But you know what? I lost my first 3, so it doesn't mean anything. Now, Steve Robinson's a unit.
I feel like there's a touch of Rocky IV. a bit of Dolph.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
3-0, not 2 of his opponents out. Confident, local, wants to look the part as well.
And Steve Robinson, he sparred AJ in the build-up to Pulev. That's going to give you a lot of confidence, a lot of experience. It's invaluable, really.
Massive for his confidence, massive experience, and you know he's undefeated. Long way to go. But it's great to see a local heavyweight here. You can just hear the crowd cheering him. He's obviously got massive support. Early days in his career, but I'm looking to see what he's about.
And as a heavyweight, Johnny, especially early days, seeing what's happening in the heavyweight scene at the moment, I mean, worldwide, the landscape's ripped up again. It's ever-changing, isn't it? And it's such an exciting division to be part of.
Yeah, you know, the script's been ripped up. Dreams can come true. Remember, also on this bill, we're looking at a fighter that's coming through that stage on that journey, as in Hughie Fury. So you've got to start somewhere, and these are the fights where you get your experience, win, lose or draw, and it's how you deal with those experiences what's important. So at a time like this, when you're the local hero and everybody's on your back, you've got to take the good with the bad. So if things don't turn out good, it doesn't mean walk away, it means you're right. It's a lesson I've got to learn there.
Well, Steve is just getting his hoodie on and making his way over to Andy Scott. Let's hear from him now.
Steve, you've been saying all along, you just need the platform, just need the showcase to show us what you can do. Just how excited are you ahead of tomorrow night, and what do you want to show us?
Yeah, really excited. Listen, it's been a long 18 months since my last fight, so I'll go in there, I'll show that I'm educated, I'll show why Sky have signed us, I'll show what I'm all about, why Box has signed us, I'll show why the North East, that they need to come up here more often, and why North East fighters shouldn't be looked past. You know, and I'm going there to get the win, educated and well, and show what I'm about.
Reese Barlow says he's going to come and meet you in the centre of the ring. What sort of fight can we expect?
Great, that's perfect for me. As long as he doesn't back off with his hands up, it's perfect for me. Meet us in the centre of the ring, you'll expect big bombs.
When you stood on those scales, you got a terrific reception from everyone. Do you just want to give a message to everyone here?
Yeah, just thank you very much for coming, to everyone, you know, who's supporting the North East, supporting boxing and supporting me. Just a huge thank you to everyone.
Steve, go well.
A lot of support here for Steve.
Fighting talk.
Exactly. You like that?
I do like that. You've got to have an air of confidence about you, so you can't go in there thinking anything else but.
What kind of fight are you expecting, Matt? Meet in the centre of the ring, bombs flying?
I think he'll catch fire. I do. You know, I do. Big guys like throwing big bombs early doors, atmosphere, energy. Yeah, I think it was explosive.
It's got one for the fans written all over it, isn't it, really?
Yeah, listen, fans on TV, but also the fans in the arena. I think they're going to turn out for this kid. You know, everyone loves a heavyweight. He's a local heavyweight. Should be good.
Please welcome first to the podium, Wanik Adijan. 26-year-old Wanik Adijan made his debut in 2012 and has a record 28-1 with 11 of those victories by knockout and fights out of Nuremberg, Germany.
And that one loss was by TKO back in 2014, so he knows his way around the ring.
I mean, we're finally getting to see Chris Eubank Jr in the ring. A couple of weeks ago was due to fight, didn't happen. Is there going to be a bit of frustration, do you think, there from
Oh
Chris?
my goodness, without a doubt, especially when you're aiming for a certain day, because you peak to a certain level, then you drop down again. But I gather Chris, along with Roy Jones, it's his lifestyle. So he just thought, you know what, suck it up. It's part of the game. It would have been hard. It could put you off. It could make you overcook. But I think at this level, he can get away with it.
It was interesting at the press conference yesterday because Chris almost seemed a bit annoyed with Wannick because he said on social media there was spite there was something there, and he was desperately trying to get it out of him at the press conference because Chris seems to be the sort of person he likes that. He likes the needle. That brings out the best in him.
Yeah, I think he plays the role of that everyone that loves to hate, doesn't he?
Exactly.
You know? And if you need someone to bounce off, and the other guy wasn't coming, he's probably frustrated by that. But look, realistically, this kid's got a good record, but it's padded, and I think Chris Eubank will blast him out of there early doors. There's going to be some big nights ahead for Eubank Jr. I know we all know he wants the Golovkin fight, but tomorrow night is about him just getting back out there, getting active, getting some momentum in his career. I would be shocked if there was an upset in this fight.
And Anna, there's one thing we've got to remember: when he had to make the weight last time, which he made the weight, usually after you've made the weight, you'll replenish yourself with food and drink or whatever. Now he's had to balance it really well, and sometimes your body can just get exhausted, it can get tired,
which isn't difficult. It's not just a mental, physical thing. Rather, it can be a mental thing because when you focus on that end goal of going that's my end point. I'm fighting on Saturday night. It doesn't happen. You've got to wait another 2 weeks.
Yes, without doubt. And the thing is, we've seen it so many times. Boxing is littered with banana skins, opponents that step in at last minute notice. So not just one, but three opponents have dropped out. Two opponents have dropped out on him. So now he's got to deal with this man in hand.
Eubank Jr. though is the sort of fighter that he'll use that, won't he? He'll use that as sort of
if he's the real deal.
Fire.
If he's the real deal, he should do.
Well, he's spoken about the legacy fights. That's what he wants, isn't he? He wants the big fights next. But like you say, he can't afford to slip up. Can't afford to overlook that.
No, look, he's come short a couple of times, hasn't he? Billy Joe Saunders, good fight, but Billy Joe Saunders can box for fun. There's not too many people. It's only Canelo who beat him, isn't it? Let's face it, he's as good as there is as a boxer. Then he stepped up to super middleweight. He was too small, and George Grove's top fighter, so no shame at all in that. He's come back since. Inactivity's killed him a little bit. COVID's happened. No one could help that. What he needs is momentum, but he is ready to fight for a world title, I think.
But he has used that inactivity to his game.
Yeah, he's used it.
He's worked really well with Roy Jones Jr. And they've sort of gone back to basics and rebuilt. He's working well with him as well. It's a partnership that really clicks.
No, without a doubt. Look, to build a relationship and get in sync with a new trainer, it takes time. So they've you can always take a positive out of every situation. So they've used COVID to get to know each other, spend a lot of time in the gym. Now they just need ring time, momentum. All
right, let's hear from Chris now. He's with Andy.
Chris, you stood in front of Vanek Advian there. What was the sense that you got from him? You had a bit of a verbal battle with him yesterday, and he had one or two things to say to you on social media in the build-up. As you looked into his eyes there, what was the vibe that you got from him?
He's ready. He's coming to cause the upset. And I've got to do everything in my power to make sure he does not let that, or he does not do that. I'm very excited. It's been a hell of a last couple months and hell of a last few weeks. Obviously, I was supposed to fight 2 weeks ago. That got cancelled, so now we're back here. Get back in the ring tomorrow night, and we're in Newcastle. I'm happy. I'm ready to go.
Everything that's happened in the last few weeks with the cancellation, has it just made that fire burn a little bit hotter? It would have been easy for you to sulk, perhaps go and have a cheap meal and be down on your luck about everything that's happened. But how important is it that you haven't rested on your laurels, not got complacent, and turn that frustration into a positive tomorrow?
I actually did have a few cheat meals, I'm not going to lie. But I was in the gym. I was in the gym the next day, training hard, staying in shape, focusing on the new opponent. I'm fighting a big fight in December, and we wanted to make sure we were out this month so that we could make that date. And everything's on schedule, so now I just have to go there and do the business tomorrow night.
You said after the Muratov weigh-in, I'm going to be a barbarian in there. You said yesterday, I'm going to terrorise you. What are you going to do tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really have any ill feelings towards the guy until I saw everything he was saying on social media, and now it's one of them things where it's going to be putting a little bit more spite into the punches tomorrow night. He's done it on himself, really. I didn't come after him. I should always show respect to fighters. When they don't show respect back, that's when it's a rough night.
You've had some reception up here. Final question, what other kitchen utensils and appliances do you think you'll be signing tonight? You signed a microwave yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone has any, home appliances waiting for...
We've got to shout for a dishwasher. Anybody else?
Yeah, any home appliances, I'm happy to sign them all day long.
Great reception from the crowd. I just wonder how you'll feel at the top of the ramp tomorrow.
Yeah, listen, I love being up north. You guys, the hell of a boxing crowd, hell of fight fans, and the crowd and the energy is always amazing. So yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Chris, best of luck tomorrow. I wish you all the best of luck with it.
He looks happy, he looks relaxed, Matt.
Yeah, look, it'd have been very frustrating for him a couple of weeks ago when that fight didn't happen. So, but he's long in the tooth now. He's professional, so he's get his head together, don't overpeak, and look, he gets a run out here. Like I say, this guy shouldn't give him any trouble. I think he blasted him out of there.
Johnny, does he need to come out tomorrow night and make a statement?
Without a doubt, he has to come out and show he's world class. He's in touching distance of boxing from the official world title, WBA, WBC, IBF, whatever. So he's got to show the difference in class, no matter who he gets in with at this stage, to be taken seriously.
So we return back to the heavyweights, and it is a chance for Hughie Fury against Christian Hammer. 12 rounds at heavyweight, and the chance for Hughie Fury to really push on tomorrow night.
Yes, they are. So Hughie Fury's had 3 setbacks as a professional. So now they're talking about trying to step him down a level and build that confidence up. He doesn't want to get into the mentality of, right, when I get to that far, I've got to get through. He's got to come back, take breath, think, let me get it right, get the confidence, self-belief of the heavyweight.
I was about to say, how much is that a confidence thing, of rebuilding your confidence back?
Yeah, look, he's gone in deep, young, hasn't quite worked out, but it wasn't the end of the world. He would have gained a lot of experience, definitely didn't disgrace himself. He was competitive in those fights, but he didn't win. So now you just come down a level, get some momentum, get active, let him show what he's learned from those fights against a B-level opponents before he goes in deep again for a world title.
So you know what I do with Hughie Fury? I do what they did with Dylan White, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury. Send him away to training camps and be a sparring partner for these top boys, because then he meets opponents, that potential opponents, and that builds your confidence up to say, right, I belong here.
Explain why that would help him.
It's most important because you want to know for yourself that you belong there. So when you're in a camp of heavyweights that are all hungry fighters, and they'll spar with the said fighter, and you may spar against each other, you'll be able to watch each other and think, I can do it. And that's a confidence thing, a self-belief thing. That's what I did, and it made all the difference for 6 years out in Germany. It made all the difference because it's about self-belief. He can fight, but there's just something missing.
Yeah, he has to believe that he can. Right now he's been competing with them, but he has to get to the stage where he believes he can beat them, not just compete with them.
Well, he fought the likes of Parker, Povetkin. Do you think that was too soon for him?
Yeah, a little bit too soon. Listen, Parker fight was close. It was a bit of a stinker. It was a close fight. Povetkin, was a bit too much for him at the time. But you listen, he didn't disgrace himself by any means. He'll learn a lot from that. And like I say, he's 27 years old. You've got to remember, in 2 years' time, will Joshua still be there? Will Fury still be there? Well, he'll be 29 then. I think that we've gone in deep. Let's come back, let's reassess, let's get that grounding, let's build some momentum, let's get the confidence up before we roll the dice again.
How tough a challenge will Hammer be for him? Because he's an experienced heavyweight gatekeeper.
He's at the same stage in his career as is Fury. So he knows he's got to get past him too. That's his gatekeeper too. For people to take him seriously, for him to still keep this as his job.
All right, let's hear from Hughie now. He's with Andy.
Hughie, 17 stone 7. Is that a good weight for you? Is that what you thought you'd come in at around?
Yeah, 100%. That's what we've been fighting at. So whatever I'm coming, I'll come out.
He tried to sort of get under your skin a little bit yesterday and said one or two things. You don't strike me as the sort of person that's too bothered by all of that. He had a little laugh and a joke with him at the face-off. What can we expect from you tomorrow, and what do you think he'll bring?
Listen, I don't give two shits what he's got to bring or say. At the end of the day, we're in a fight. And tomorrow, Newcastle's going to be entertained. I'm looking forward to being here and let's get ready to rumble.
Apologise for that language. I know we're all fired up here. Just one final prediction from you. When the lights go down, it's just you and him. How do you see this fight going?
Listen, I'm a different class, and you're going to see that in the ring. And whatever he's got to bring, it's going to be entertaining. It's going to be fireworks. He's tough. We'll see how long it lasts us.
Good luck, Hughie.
That's a fired up Hughie Fury, man.
Yeah, I think he wants to prove a point, make a statement. You know, this is a big opportunity platform for him. He's been on these, he's had opportunities, he's been on this platform before, but he's been in deep, hasn't he? So I think he looks at Hammer and thinks, nah, I'm going to do you, and I'm going to show you where I'm at.
Yeah, wants to prove himself, and what a platform to do it on, Johnny.
You know what? He's probably taking a leaf out of his cousin's book and thinking, I'm just going to say how it is. This is what I've got to do. I want people to start looking at me and paying attention. That's what he's doing.
Please welcome the challenger, Lolita Musa. Lolita Musa, the 30-year-old, made her debut in 2013.
I am so looking forward to this fight. Savannah Marshall making the second defence of her WBO title. She has gone from strength to strength, Johnny. In both in the ring and also outside the ring.
Physically, emotionally, mature-wise, she's growing slowly but surely. We want to see that fight, that possible fight with the great almighty Clarissa Shields. That's what we want. But Savannah, she's happy with her progression. She's happy with how things are moving. And she's the only fighter that can shout out, come on, Clarissa, let's do this. And nobody can say a word.
In terms of personality-wise, I think I've said this before, Clarissa and Savannah, it's like chalk and cheese. You couldn't get two more opposites, could you?
Absolute chalk and cheese. But that's what we like in boxing. Characters that are opposing. You know, it's great for the storyline. No, you can't fake the storylines, but when you get them naturally, it works so well.
Well, standing in a way tomorrow night is Lolita Musa. Johnny, how much will she bring to the table? How much will Musa bring to the table?
You know what? She'll bring speed. She's coming up from a lightweight naturally. She's going to come out there and try and test Savannah. Now, Savannah's not on point. She'll get pickpocketed because she's fast, she's sharp. She's confident to take the fight, stepping up. So therefore, any opponent that's there in front of you, you got to respect them.
And with the home crowd as well, it's a bit like a homecoming for Savannah Marshall, isn't it?
Yeah, big time. You know, she's world champion, making second defence in Newcastle.
But does that add more pressure to her?
More pressure, but I think it's more excitement than pressure. But I think she wants to go out there, make a statement, and I'm expecting a knockout victory from her.
An early knockout?
Maybe. I don't think she's going to hang about. Put it that way.
Can you see this as Savannah's way of sending a message to Clarissa Shields tomorrow night?
She needs every opportunity, every chance to try and steal the limelight. And regardless of what is said or done, she will be being watched from other fighters in her division, from your Clarissa Shields. They'll want to see what she's got, how good she's getting. And the more relaxed she is, the better she boxes. The more confident she walks and talks, you can see, and that's why Saturday night is important. She puts this show on. And I don't mean just jump in there and get rid. I mean box, beat up, get rid. Just to say, right, I can do this. I can do everything that's asked of me.
It's a busy night as well for Peter Fury, isn't it? Because he's got Hughie and, of course, Savannah as well.
Yeah, of course. But, you know, what a thriving gym at the minute, and they're all training for this fight tonight. So you can imagine the last few weeks down there would have been absolutely buzzing in their gym.
How much will it weigh on Savannah's mind, do you think, that big carrot of the Clarissa Shields fight is just around the corner?
Peter's a very grounded individual. Peter's really on the ground, and so he won't let any of his fighters look past the fight that's in front of him. He won't let that happen. That's the look at. Remember, this guy originally trained Tyson Fury, you know, so he knows what he's doing.
On our launch day, when we launched the new partnership with Boxer on Sky Sports, Peter Fury spoke to Savannah spoke to Andy Scott, and said when she linked up with Peter Fury, he basically predicted this timeline of events of when things would happen, and slowly but surely it's all come to fruition exactly when Peter predicted it.
Yeah, look, when you're managing a fighter's career, you've got to be looking 5 years ahead, and then you work backwards, and you got your short-term goals, medium-term, you've got the long-term, and it's bit by bit, it's playing out the way he saw it, which is great to see.
Okay, let's hear from Savannah now with Andy.
Savannah, all smiles. You just seem to be radiating confidence. What can we expect from you tomorrow night, and what do you want to show these Newcastle fans?
I'm really looking forward to it, especially now I'm headlining. I'm overwhelmed. It's an absolute honour. So I'm looking forward to putting on a good performance and keeping the title in the North East.
At the top of the ramp, that will be the first time that you're announced as a world champion in front of a live audience. You obviously won your title during lockdown. Just how much of a boost will that give you?
Massive boost. Just look at that at the weigh-in. It's unbelievable. Like I said, I'm overwhelmed.
2 undefeated punchers. Lolita Musa is a picture of confidence as well. You said you're expecting a tough fight. What do you need to be wary of with her?
Just everything with Lolita. Like I said, I expect a tough fight. She hasn't come over here just to make up the numbers. So I'm expecting her to, come flying out the blocks.
At the same time, do you feel that you've got the skill set, but also the momentum behind you at the moment? You seem to be on a great run.
Yeah, I do. I can box, I can fight, I can go forward, I can go on the back foot. So I'm really confident.
Before I let you go, will you give us a prediction?
I said the title's staying in the North East.
Say no more. Well done. Good luck. Let's bring Lolita straight in. Lolita, that's it. Everything's done now. Just fight time next. How do you feel now you've weighed in and you've gone face-to-face with Savannah for the final time?
I feel good. Tomorrow, the weight, which I can just tell to the fans to come in numbers, I'm going to do the best. I don't care whether she's from here. Tomorrow, you're going to watch the best fight of Lolita and Savannah.
When you go to sleep tonight, what will be the last thing you think of with the fight? How do you see this fight going when the first bell rings? What sort of fight are you expecting from Savannah Marshall?
I know she's going to give me a good fight, but I know what I'm capable of, and I'm going to do the best. Victory belongs to Lolita.
And just finally, what will it mean to you to take that title home?
It means a lot. It's going to mean a lot to me. Sure.
Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Fighting talk from Lolita, Johnny.
I'm going to guess what you said. So you've got 2 fighters that are confident there to come out, and she wants to put a show on. Savannah's got to be cool, she's got to be calm, she's got to establish her authority. This is the second defence of her world title, so she's got to prove why she's a champion. Not many fighters that become world champion stay world champion or believe they're the best in the division. I have a funny feeling Savannah slowly but surely had the faith in herself and believes she is.
Does the more defences of your world title, does that make it easier, or does the pressure become more?
No, I think it gets easier because you, probably a bit of both, but because you get more used to it, you grow into the role of being a world champion, become more confident, more self-assured. You maybe don't. Sometimes you can try too hard to impress. I guess that leaves you. The more defences you make, you become such an established champion. But of course, complacency is always round the corner trying to bite you, so you've got to watch out for that. When there's talk of big fights in the future, like Clarissa Shields, you've got to be so careful that you don't lose focus and take your eye off the ball.
Well, we saw it with Anthony Joshua, didn't we, in New York? All the talk was about Joshua Wilder, wasn't it, at that point? That was all the talk of the town. And you can let your brain get carried away, Johnny. You've got to make sure you focus on the task in hand.
But you've got to keep your eye on what your responsibility. Her responsibility is tomorrow night. Nothing else. No one else. No matter what happens, if you want to stay in that position to stay champion, that is your responsibility. That's the responsibility of being a champion. And you know what? I do think she has got it. I think she's got the capabilities of doing it. So hopefully she'll put it into practice.
Fight you're most looking forward to after you've seen them all on the scales, Matt? Which fight you're most looking forward to?
I'm trying to lip read you. Didn't hear one word you said. What was that?
Does it normally matter what I say anyway, really? Really? I said, which fight after today, seeing them all on the scales, which one are you most looking forward to?
I mean, of course, Savannah Marshall is world title shot. Hughie Fury, want to see his development, what the improvements he's made. But from a 50-50 kind of what I could fight that I think steal the show, I think Jez Smith and Brad Ray, I think that's going to be a cracker.
Johnny?
I'm kind of going to say the same. I want to see the growth and maturity of Savannah Marshall just blossom. But I am interested in Hughie Fury. I am interested in how this 27-year-old man can elevate himself amongst the elite of the heavyweight.
Is tomorrow night the benchmark for you, for Hughie Fury?
Yes. It's the benchmark for both he and Hammer, because both guys are at the same stage in their career, like it or not. So they want to get onto that next stage. You want that belief and support for TV companies, for fans to take them seriously as heavyweights. So I'm just curious to see how that one turns out.
Whatever you just said, I'm sure at home you can hear it perfectly well. That's it from us here in Newcastle. Make sure you join us tomorrow night, 7:30. We're going to be basically everywhere on Sky Sports. Arena, action and showcase. See you then.